Good day, it's Tony Fortunato from the technology firm. I'm going to walk you through a little packet analysis that I used for this article. And this was the web server article where I was looking for some performance issues. And I cited two measurements that I did. One was the TCP connect time, and the second was the HTTP application response time. So I've got two trace files up as an example, just to show you how I do these things. So for example, there's a SYN and SYN-ACK. This is easy, they're right beside each other, but let's assume you're at work and you have a whole bunch of packets between them. Just right click on one of the SYN packets, go down to conversation filter and choose TCP. Now you've got a TCP filter between these two IP addresses and these two port numbers. So now you get your SYN and SYN-ACK. So make sure this is the delta time. So view, time display format, seconds since previously displayed packet, especially if you have a filter, please make sure you use this one, okay? And lastly, we go to view, time display format. I'm going to change it to milliseconds. Why? Because I'm using Microsoft and I find it's only accurate to a millisecond. Anyways, just my opinion, just my observation. So you can see this SYN-ACK took 1 millisecond. See? Now let's move on to the next one. The next one is HTTP. So we have a GET, we have an ACK, and we have an OK. So this one we have a packet in between, so we have to change our measurements. If we go to this packet here and right click, we can set a time reference. And now the second thing we have to do is change this format. View, time display, and seconds since beginning of capture. So that starts like a little stopwatch. So we've got reference, which is 0. The next one, which is 199 milliseconds later. And there's the first data packet, which is 1 second and 21 milliseconds, 1.021. So that's how I did that one. Now, let's look at another one. Just a quick one again. You see this has more stuff mixed in. See the SYN, ARP stuff mixed in. So same little trick, go to the SYN packet, right click. I'm going to conversation filter, then I'm going to click on TCP, give it a moment, and you'll see SYN and SYN-ACK. View, time display, seconds since previously displayed packet. And we have this at 66 milliseconds. And then of course, view, time display format, milliseconds, if you want to go the whole 9 yards. There's our GET, and right after that is our OK. So this one you can see is 27 milliseconds. So before you ask, because people will notice this, it says packet size limited during capture. So what I did was to make this trace file a lot smaller, I use packet slicing. Let me show you where that is. So when you go to capture options, right, the little gear up here, Control K, and I click on Ethernet, you can actually change the length of what you're going to capture. I changed it to 200 bytes because I did not need the payload. What that means is instead of having a 100 megabyte trace file for every test, this is more like 16 megabytes, so it's a lot smaller. And it also gets obviously processed on most systems a little quicker because the file size is smaller as well. That's it. So hope that helps. Have a good day. Bye for now.